G'day guys, now this is my new pizza oven. And I've got to say, it's incredible. I built it using one of these, and I like to call it a pawn ball, but I'm sure it probably has a better name than that. And the whole thing costs about $200 to actually make up. So if you guys are curious about how awesome this thing actually is and want to know what goes into it, why we actually do a lot of the things with it, why I'm using vermiculite and that sort of stuff in it, then keep tuned and learn how to make some of this. Almost ready. Whew, that's hot. So if you guys want to learn how to make this, which is a fantastic garlic bread, might look a little bit crunchy on the outside, but the next one's coming will be a little bit better. But I'm gonna get stuck into this, and then I guess I should start editing this video because I'm excited and it's gonna be good. So keep tuned. Now the first thing that I needed to do was make a frame or a mold that I could pick up, take off the ball and put on top of the frame that the entire thing's gonna sit on. So basically what I did is I got some newspaper and then I just started coating it with a whole lot of cement. And the idea about this one is the cement soaks through the newspaper and just creates a really hard solid structure that I can pick up, move off, and it's just much easier this way and I can get the shape that I wanted. Now the stuff that I'm pouring over at the moment is called vermiculite. It's basically lava rock that's been blasted with masses of heat and it puffs up. And when it puffs up, it creates lots of little air pockets inside of it, which makes it perfect for what we're doing here. It will hold all the heat, so whenever the heat goes onto it and blasts through it, it will just hold onto it since of all the air pockets and stuff that are inside of it, which makes it perfect for that. This stuff is really very cheap. You can get a massive bag for about $30. I got this one from a fiberglass store, but you can get it from gardening places, hydroponic stores, and lots of places like that. Now the frame here is just a really solid basic frame. It's just some steel tubing that I welded it into supports and legs and everything, and then just welded it all together and put some billboard on top of it, and that was pretty much it. There's not much that's really in this frame, but it's quite solid, quite secure. I had a bit of tiling glue left over from a previous project, so I decided to put that underneath the fire bricks that you can see here. I'm not sure if it'll do much, because once the concrete's on top of it, it holds it all in quite securely, but I figured it really wouldn't hurt. And this is the best thing of it all. This is the mixture that I needed for the pizza oven itself. It's a mixture of 10 parts vermiculite, 1 part concrete, and I used that to build it all up and to make it far bigger. When I was building it, I noticed that it was a little bit low on one side, so I put a stick inside of it, lifted up the far end, and made it a little bit higher and a little bit taller. Now this piece of steel was a find. I went to one of the scrap metal yards and they just wanted to get rid of it, so they charged me about $10 for the piece of steel or $15 for the piece of steel, and it was perfect. I found some quotes online for them and they wanted about $80 for just a 2 pieces tube steel, and this was so much easier and cheaper. Now what I'm doing here is adding even more vermiculite concrete mixture over the top of it. I wanted to get it to about 15 centimeters thick, so you want a really thick, dense package of vermiculite and concrete that can build up to everything and just hold the heat inside of it. And naturally I wanted it to look pretty because it wasn't a very good texture on the outside, so I've got a bit of black oxide colouring, a bit of sand and a bit of cement, and used that to go around the outside of it, just to give it a really nice coating and make it look far, far prettier. Now, one of the things that I love doing whenever I'm doing a project like this is listening to an audiobook. If you have a look at the ruggishly handsome back of my head here, you'll see that I've got some headphones on, and I usually listen to audiobooks. The one I'm listening to at the moment, and he hasn't been paid, I haven't got any promotion or anything like that, but I'm listening to a book by Rog Dirks. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's The Wrong Unit. It is a fantastic book, and I was laughing my ass off as I was building this whole thing. So the link's in the description if you guys are curious and want to try it out. But what I'm building here is just some of the stuff because I'm a cheap ass, basically. I didn't want to spend a lot of the money to get some of the tools that you need for it, so I've ordered myself together a very basic pizza paddle and a scraper thingy to get some of the wood and everything out, and the charcoal out. However, I think I might need to make the pipe slightly bigger. There is flame coming out the top.
Now there are a few things that I changed on this that didn't quite make it into the video. And you have to get into every video, don't you? There are a couple of things that I changed which included the outside of it. I originally wanted to grind it all down and make it into a very smooth, polished concrete surface, but I didn't quite like how it was turning out. So we put another layer of cement and you're really mucking this up. And put another layer of cement and stuff on top of it, which gave it a nice smoother look, and I put the surrounds around it. So there's a nice concrete tile, one that's a little bit loose, but there's a nice concrete tile that goes around it that just polished it all up and made it look slightly better. Oh yeah.
She was laughing in her sleep when I realized that I loved her, so I asked if she would marry me. I knew she couldn't hear me, but the look on her face, it seemed as if she had been scaring me. And I woke up hours later with her hands around my throat. In the distance I heard Grayson playing on my stereo. I said, I'm coming to you, Jesus, please let Mr. Presley know. And I'm sorry for the times when I was living on the road. Now I got all shoes up in the middle of Memphis. She stabbed me with a cigarette while kissing a crucifix. She told me in confidence I was licking off her lipstick. I don't wanna die.
Now there are other ways of doing it. I've seen there's a few ways online that you can actually do it. But for me, this was probably one of the easiest ways because it's not too big. It's a perfect size for me. Now I can only fit about one pizza at a time in here, but honestly, I don't need anything that's bigger than that because that is absolutely perfect for me. I have a couple friends over and we can cook one at a time, eat it as we go, and it is fantastic. So when I said about $200, I might have been taking a couple liberties with it. I wasn't including the base, I wasn't including the bricks that go surrounding it, and that sort of stuff. But showing you how cheap it can actually be. So 5 bricks themselves, they cost about $120. It was about 2 or 3 bags of cement itself inside of it, which were about $7, $8 each, and 1 big bag of vermiculite, which costs about $30. And the steel pipe itself for the exhaust, or the chimney, that cost me about $15. I got it from a scrap metal yard, and it is fantastic. So that's all that really goes into it. The stand themselves probably cost about another $30 for the stand. The villa board stuff and that sort of stuff on top of it, probably about another $30 on top of that. And I can't remember how much the little surrounds cost because it's been a little while. But it really wasn't that expensive and it's quite good. Now, I hope you guys got something out of it and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So I've got it all set up, so I'm gonna make myself some proper pizza and have some dinner because I am excited and this should be nice. So I hope you guys got something out of it, and please share and subscribe if this is the first video of me that you've seen, and I'll see you guys next time.
And this is just a very good piece of something that's coming up soon. Look out for it.